One of the GOATs, Jonathan Rothstein, was at UConn. I was going to say in stores yesterday, Cart, but I know with UConn, they corrected us so often last year, you never know if it's actually in stores or one of their many other facilities. I'm assuming they were actually in stores for practice yesterday, and Jon Rothstein was there documenting everything that he was able to see behind the scenes at UConn's practice. Jon does these off-season trips every year. It's one of my favorite segments of the off-season when we can start reacting to some of the reports from Rothstein behind the scenes. And thank you to Jon Rothstein for sharing all of this with the internet. We can run through some of his takeaways, but if you're looking for the full takeaways from Jon, it's all on his Twitter account. So make sure you follow at Jon Rothstein. And he kind of just live tweeted behind the scenes at this UConn practice, starting with a report that Alex Karaban looks bigger and stronger, more size to his upper body, looks significantly different physically. Found that interesting. Next up was Braylon Mullins getting an individual shout out, said his basketball IQ is elite. He got the prototypical more than a shooter tag from Jon Rothstein and should blend nicely with Silas Demery and solo ball. Talks about their depth, says they are legitimately 10 deep, but it will be a question for Dan Hurley on if they actually play that many or if they have to make some cutthroat decisions to trim it down and play some of their better pieces of the 10. I'd like to flesh that out with you in a second, try and figure out if we can figure out where the cut line is for the 10-man rotation that Rothstein likes. But outside of all of this, his big surprise was Jalen Stewart. Said he looks more assertive and more confident, a force at times offensively. And ultimately, I'll end with this, his prediction for the UConn starting five next year: Silas Demery, solo ball, Braylon Mullins, Alex Karaban, and Terrace Reed starting at center. Interesting stuff. Thank you to Rothstein for sharing. Let's react to it. Cart, what are your biggest takeaways from Rothstein's biggest takeaways?
Well, the thing is, the one that stuck out to me right away was actually the pointing out of Braylon Mullins, just because I feel like it's been a little bit quiet for him. I think like we've heard a lot. We saw a lot from guys like Furphy, right, playing in the U19. We heard a lot from guys like Ryby as well, having successful times in the U19. We just didn't really hear much from Braylon Mullins outside of the fact that Luke Ertl was outplaying him in All-Star games, which so it's good to see that he's given his this cosign from Rothstein in this one. The one thing that I think sticks out to me the most though is that I kind of love this starting lineup, but I don't know if it's actually going to be the starting lineup. I don't know how you get from what he said about Jalen Stewart and Jalen Stewart not starting for this team, unless Braylon Mullins was that good.
Yeah, I mean, like you just don't think this is a surprise, basically? Is that what you're saying? Or
No, I think it is a surprise that Braylon Mullins is part of the starting five.
like you were you expecting Stewart to be in instead of Mullins?
Yeah.
That is the one thing I would say just stands out as like a follow-up question for me. If I could sit here and share an iced coffee with Jon Rothstein, although I think Rothstein doesn't drink coffee. I'm pretty sure that's one of his things. One of these days, we're going to meet Sleepers Media follower Jon Rothstein. I can't wait for that moment, Jon. If this makes it to you, you and I are going to have a blast. Maybe we could do some go-karts. I digress. I'm confused on Jalen Stewart being like his biggest surprise. Like he was a force offensively at times, assertive, but he's not in the starting lineup. That's probably the one thing that kind of felt like it didn't connect based on his reports, but that was the lineup I expected. Demery, Ball, Mullins, Caravan. I would have thought maybe Ryby gets the call over Reed. I'm still going to fight on that until we get to game one, but I think the betting favorite would have been the group of five that Rothstein gave you. Then you think Jalen Stewart, Super Six man, Malachi Smith, backup point guard. The questions for me are Ryby and Furphy. How much are they going to actually factor in? Are they super depth guys? Or, I mean, Furphy did not look like a depth guy at this FIBA event in the summer, but man, they're deep. If Furphy's the eighth guy and Ryby's the ninth guy, and then presumably if Rothstein said it's 10 deep, I would think Jacob Ross is probably 10, and you draw the line there. I can't imagine they don't at least go 9 deep with Furphy and Ryby, though, right? Today's video is sponsored by Corp on Demand. Card, do you take care of yourself?
I try my best to, yeah.
Like not just treat yourself to expensive meals, but like you go to the doctor and things like that?
No, I just take care of myself. There's no need to go to the doctor unless I'm not taking care of myself, right?
Are you afraid of the doctor, Card?
Just a little bit. I mean, if nothing's wrong, why would I go there?
Listen, I'm the same way, and so are millions of men across America. But that's why LabCorp On Demand is helping millions of people like us. With their men's health test, you can get a comprehensive look at your hormone levels, your total testosterone, and you don't even have to go to the doctor. It's easy, and you get the results the next day.
Testosterone, is that like a is that a big thing?
It's a really important thing, Cart. Sometimes you can feel off without even knowing something's wrong. But LabCorp On Demand wants to keep you healthy and wants to make it as easy as possible. Right now, you can get 20% off your men's health test by visiting our sponsor at tryelco.com/sleepersmedia. It's simple, affordable, and honestly, it's empowering to know that you're healthy and have this info about your body.
Didn't know that testosterone did all those things. I'm gonna have to take the guesswork out of this and go get my health checked out today using LabCorp On Demand. Right, and that's a very scary team, and we didn't even talk about like the backcourt that Dan Hurley could have with Silas Demery and Solo Ball, and Demery also got a shout out from Rothstein as well as far as co-signing that he is the prototypical good size point guard a la Tristan Newton. That could be really good for Dan Hurley. So it's I think it's gonna be back to regular scheduled programming for UConn this season.
Yeah, I can see it. I
Also,
uh
do we know for sure if Ryby's there?
I guess I don't know if he's there. I would think he's there, right? You're home from the FIBA event.
Yeah, honestly, I assume all those guys should get called up to the next team. Like once Robbie was good with U19, like, oh yeah, we need him for U20 now.
Yeah, I mean it's very possible. I don't know where Eric Ryby is at this point. I haven't seen a lot on him since the FIBA U19 event ended, so we'll see. I the more I see on this team, and the more we just run through names, they're going to be like top four good in the sport, right? A lot of people have them like between 5 and 10, but I can't imagine there's many teams with a better player than Jacob Furphy, ninth off the bench. You know,
Yeah, no, they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be back.
probably depends on how good Demery is. Probably depends on how consistent Terrace Reed gets. And I think Mullins, I mean, it's going to be hard for Mullins to be better than Liam McNeely, too, right? Like, it's really, aren't you banking that the depth makes a bigger difference than any serious star power in the starting lineup? Or am I reading that wrong?
You mean like outside of like individually like point guard play and things like
I
that?
mean, Demery is definitely an upgrade over the guards you had last year. So maybe it's just that, but I don't know. It's a lot of the same pieces from last year, and that team certainly wasn't national title good, you know? So
Yeah, that's fair to say. And I do think that last year you looked at, I mean, respectfully, like the guys they were bringing off the bench, are like Samson Johnson and things like that. I think the depth on this team is not going to be in question whatsoever.
that's for me, I feel like it's the bench got a lot better because Ryby and Furphy are guys I expect really big things from. If you think Stewart did take a leap forward, Malachi Smith's a great add too. I think backcourt got a lot better, depth got a lot better. Even if Braylon Mullins is like a slightly worse Liam McNeely, which I feel like is the right outcome, this team's going to be like top 3 or 4 in the country. Good. Last thing, what does a different Alex Caravan actually look like to you? Like if this reshaped physically Alex Caravan thing is true, should we be expecting something different than he's been the last couple of years?
Uh, the thing is, I don't think so because even if you want to consider Caravan to be a little bit like, I don't know, frailer, I guess, I don't think he necessarily plays that way. But I guess it'll add to the fact that he is a good rebounder and things like that.
Okay. Remember that year?
I never was talking to myself like, you know what, Caravan's good. Need him to bulk up a little bit though.
Remember that year that Z Hirth just got ripped?
Yeah.
That's what I'm envisioning happened to Caravan this summer. Like
I was envisioning that he is getting bigger to be the third member next to Taylor Lewan and Will Compton in a couple of years.
I could see that, or I could see like he just discovered golf and naturally he hits his drives like 280, but he wants to be like 320. You
Yeah.
know,
So he's trying to DeChambeau himself.
my guess is there's a lot of arms in the rebuilt Alex Caravan, which by the way, I'm a big fan of Alex Caravan's new arms. If he's got
Yep.
wacky inflatable SpongeBob arms, I'm a fan.
To IG. Because if this is the key. If he is that much physically bigger, he dropped a pick.
Right. Which
And
I
yes,
mean, if you think about it, last summer he was on a Zoom call with us from an Applebee's parking lot, and this summer he's probably been in the weight room.
yeah, I'm gonna have to call Cap on this one.
Oh no, what do we got?
I don't know. Looks the same.
We got the same Alex Caravan?
I think so. Maybe a
Oh,
little bit bigger, but like you don't. I don't know.
all right.
Maybe it's because you got the Z Earth growth in my head. Now I can't get there.
It was a special Z Hearth summer. It was.
It-
I think this is what we do. Alex Caravan, if this makes its way back to you, just let us get like a poolside IG carousel. That's all. If you've really reshaped the bod like that, just show it off. Give us one of those. We wanted to see Omer Meyer on a catamaran this week. I feel like I don't know what where do they go? Like the shore? Is that what they do in the Northeast?
I don't know. Like send Caravan the faster horses. Let's
Show
see.
off the chest a little bit, country hat, and we're good.
Yeah.
This video is brought to you by NBA 2K Labs or maybe college football labs because the people behind 2K Labs have just built something awesome. CFBLabs.com has everything you need to play college football 26 even better. Cart, you've been playing the game, right?
I have been, but I'm behind the eight ball, Gregory. There's a lot of people out there who got a little bit of edge on me, but the good folks over at 2K Labs got me covered. They got the playbooks I need, the plays, the head-to-head coaches, knowing some teams. Obviously, way too many college football teams. I need the inside edge here, and they got all different types of things to help me get that edge.
Yeah, I jumped in and started playing Road to Glory over the weekend, and I ended up like a two-star recruit that did not get one snap in season one because I chose the wrong school with the wrong roster that was way too loaded. Had I known that CFBLabs.com exists, I would have made a much more wise decision in my Road to Glory mode. They've got teams, playbooks, coaches, team comparison tools. You can literally see every single play in the game, every player in the game, their rating, what they're good at, all in one consolidated place online to help you make the right choices and win more games in college football 26. CFBLabs.com. Go check it out.